We are live. Just give me a few seconds so that I can go ahead and set this up. Just waiting for it to load up over here. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right, all right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working on this really large canvas. I'm not even quite sure how large it is, but it is definitely bigger than 12 inches. So let's see. It's maybe about 16 inches, 17 inches and some change. So it's pretty large. And today, hello, Sasson. Welcome. And today we're also going to be working on, I decided to go ahead and print out, well, not print out, but cut out one of my latest designs. And that's what we're going to be working on today. It's going to be this jumbo canvas with this beautiful lady that I designed. Well, I didn't design her alone. I'm going to say that my daughter as well helped me because I'm not that great with hands and things like that. And this one definitely needed something kind of coming out through the side. So I decided to kind of make her look like she's holding her arm back. But the thumb was giving me a problem, but we got it. Thanks to Angie. And yes, I wanted to give her like a lot of like movement with the hair. I wanted her to appear like she's standing. You can put her basically like in a sea theme or any kind of theme. And maybe we put flowers around her or something of that nature. Her name is Jupiter. And to give you a little bit of detail, this size that I'm going to be cutting out is going to be 7 by 7 by 9.95, which basically roughly is almost 8 inches by 10 inches, a little shy of both. And I cut out 2 so that I can go ahead and double her up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and get started on painting this amazing surface. I've already gone ahead and primed it as well. So she's primed with some of my own DIY gesso. So let's go ahead and glue her together so that I can have a nice thick piece. I am currently working on different designs. I'm going to have a lot of ladies. Because as you guys know, that's something that I've always loved to paint and to do and to draw. So we're definitely going to have a lot of ladies, a lot of lady chipboards. And this is just to give you kind of an idea of one of the designs. We do have several. We're going to have several by the time that I launch. I've been working very diligently on making them and storing them and getting them ready. Phase 2 will be cutting them all out so that I can actually have something to show you. And then phase 3 will be the official launch of the store. And in this store, it's just going to be things that I design, like chipboards, stencils, and things like that that I design. And maybe some of my own, you know, artwork I might be putting up for sale because I have quite a few pieces. And if I don't start moving them forward, I'm not going to have any room to keep making more. So we definitely got to get that going. So I'm going to go ahead and double them up. And just make sure that they are, let me put this down. So you guys can see things have kind of shifted over here because I've been working on this side with my tablet. So I kind of had to move my mat a little bit. So I'm basically going to go ahead and just glue these together and just make sure that they're all nice and glued down. Then in a little bit, we're going to go ahead and gesso her up. And just make sure that the little ends of her hair are also gluing nicely. If I need any glue, I'm going to go ahead and add it now. I do seem to be missing some on some of these edges. Let's go ahead and glue that down. Hello, Ada. Yes, I did. Sorry, I wasn't seeing. I was looking at the wrong screen. Yes, Ada. This is gonna be one of my newest, one of my latest designs. Her name is Juniper Queen. Jupiter, not Juniper. Jupiter Queen is gonna be her name. Um, this is gonna be one of my latest designs, and I gotta give a shout out to my daughter because she helped me with this one. This one was breaking my head because of her hands, and the placement of her thumb. I kept making the thumb like pointing in an awkward direction, and she helped me, thankfully. Thank you, Angie. Ah, we could be better. We could be better, but in times like this, all we can do is basically keep our minds as distracted as possible and just keep moving forward and take it day by day because there's really not much that we can do on any other level besides that. Let's just say there's been a lot of phone calls. Angie said, Ada says that it looks great, Angie. And she said, thanks. Yeah, I was bothering her that day. I was like, Angie, please, please. And she was just like, Mom. I was driving her crazy. I was like, I need you to help me with the thumb. Because she's amazing. Let me show you real quick a snippet of something that she painted yesterday. She's been painting this on my desk in the middle of the night. I've been finding my desk full of red and yellow paint for the past 2 days. And literally paints from corner to corner of my desk. And I have a pretty large desk, and she managed to get paint all over it. But I will say that the results are amazing. So this is the first thing that she painted, and she drew this by hand. She sketched the whole thing, and then she painted it all. She's very much into like anime. She's amazing. I've shared some of her work before too. Yes, Ada, thank you so much. And now that you're saying that, I want to take a moment and thank everybody so much for like all of your beautiful comments over on my Facebook post. I do greatly appreciate it. It's just so amazing. Hi, Julia. It's so amazing, and it really touched our heart. And you know, we just feel so blessed that all of you guys are gonna be praying and just keeping her in your thoughts and in your prayers. Because honestly, you know, we really need that right now. So thank you all so very much. She might even be watching. So so this is the other one that she painted, and she did this one yesterday. And next time that she does one of these little things at the middle of the night, I'm gonna take a picture of my desk if she doesn't clean it up, and I'm gonna share it with you guys so you guys can see how she leaves my stuff. Oh my goodness. But like how amazing, like honestly, I was just like floored when I woke up, and I like this one when I saw it, I was just like, oh my god. And then to see the next one, and these are characters from what anime, do you know? Demon Slayer. Oh, okay, from a Slayer. I'm not gonna say the first part, but it's something Slayer. And by the look of the face, you might be able to guess what the first word of that is. But super amazing. Super amazing. Yes, she is. She's definitely very talented. Super blessed. But now I'm super scared because she's starting to like painting. Before it was okay, you know, she was into digital drawing, so like no mess, you know. And she does her sketching again, no mess. Now she's like, oh Mom, can I play with your paints? And I'm like, yes, go ahead. It's made for using, so just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Don't ever say your mama denied you. All right, so this is pretty you know, as close as I'm gonna be able to get it for right now. But this is basically how she looks. And again, her name is Juniper Queen, and I'm working on you know, like I said, I'm working on generating like all of the different images. I still have to go ahead and cut them all up and put them into the store, you know, with the information, dimensions, so on and so forth. So it's taking me a little bit of time because it's going to be a lot of detail that I have to put into all of the descriptions. Hello, Tanya, you made it. There's going to be a lot of information that I have to put into the description area. So just bear with me. It should be up and running in a couple weeks. While I get everything together. And again, it's gonna be stencils that I make and different chipboards with different themes. And I'm thinking about other things that I'm trying to see if I can work it out. But you know, with the current situation as it is, I don't know how feasible it's gonna be. But I'm trying to put some things together that I'll be able to kind of do with you here. But I'll give you guys more information about that if it actually becomes a reality for me. And I'll have more information hopefully by the time that I go opening up the store. So I already have my domain, and I've been, you know, I'm pretty good with computers, so I've been trying to, like, you know, do my coding, do my own things when it comes to like getting everything together. So I've been kind of working on that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So she's pretty large, you guys. She's almost 10 inches height, because you guys know I love working in larger scales. So I do plan to have smaller ones, like let's say you wanted to use them like on a card or something like that. These are thin enough that you can definitely put it like in the front of a car without making the car like too heavy. You can use them on like albums and all different kinds of things. So I'm gonna have different sizes, but it's probably gonna be like a smaller size and then the large size. I'm not gonna go for like, you know, small, medium, and large. Probably gonna just be like the small and the large. And we'll see how like I fit them all in and stuff like that. But this is how it's gonna be. So what I'm thinking for this one, because her name is Jupiter, and the reason that I called her Jupiter is because to me doing this with my daughter was like such a humongous, like, you know, memorable occasion that I was like, you know what, she needs to have a special name. And what better than Jupiter, the king of all planets, bigger than life itself to a certain extent, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I've gone ahead and glued her down. I'm just gonna let her set for a little bit. Then we're gonna gesso her. But in the meanwhile, like I said, I've already gone ahead and gessoed my surface. This is a really large canvas, and I want to say thank you to Claudia, because she's the one that literally brought this to me, and I've had this there for a while. I did the other huge painting, I think it was like a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, and I've been staring at this one for a while, and I think this is gonna look perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I've already gone and gessoed everything. I've got some colors pulled out because this is gonna have kind of like outer spacey kind of feel to it. I'm gonna take a little break from sea themes for today. Oh, you live in the corner of Jupiter Road? Look at that. And also I'm gonna be using which actually I should do this first. I'm gonna actually apply this stencil first on here before I do anything else. And let me get her stencil out. And not her what's gonna be the actual stencil, but the silhouette of what's left over, the negative, so that I can kind of see where I'm gonna be placing some of this. I want her kind of like off here in a corner somewhere. So I'm gonna try to pencil this in. If I can find a pencil with a point, that would be amazing. All right, so let's see. I just need to know roughly like where her head is. Her shoulder. So that I know not to overstep these lines. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to be selling them with the backing on or with the negative, you know, off, because it all depends on the shipping and all of that stuff. Because if I do the full 12 by 12, it's going to be a larger package, which is going to be more expensive to ship. So I'm thinking that I'm going to take the pieces out and probably put them like in plastic sleeves and just, you know, package them up nicely. So when you guys get them, they're still pristine and in good functioning order. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. I don't need the whole entire thing. I just need enough to start doing this. So I'm gonna be using some Decoart. What are you? Modeling paste. This is like a clear paste. This one is very clear. So we're gonna be using that. Yes, the negatives are great for silhouettes. They're great for, like, you can use them with sprays. You can use them for all different kinds of things, which is kind of why I'm kind of debating, like, do I go through that? I mean, some people might want, maybe I put that as an option. Like, if you want it with the negative, then you will pay the extra cost to ship it because it's going to be a larger piece. But if you don't care for the negative, then I don't have to worry about conserving the negative for you. And then, you know, it'll be cheaper to ship out. So I'm gonna use the Stamperia stencil, and I got my. I didn't do a haul video for this or anything like that, but I got mine from Rusty Crown. This is, whoa, this is like paper thin lights. This is super thin. I expected something a little bit different. Beautiful pattern though. Let's see how it holds up when I start actually applying the stenciling paste through it. And I love this one because of the sentiment. It says artist. It's basically the definition. So it says artist, a person who creates paintings or drawings as a profession or a hobby. And the synonyms are creator, designer, and fine artist for art. So I thought that that's perfect for this. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that quote right there. Because I want to be able to fit the whole thing in. I want to be able to fit the whole thing in. And I think here I'll be able to fit at least most of it, if not all of it. So let me go ahead and stand up. And I wonder if I should tape this. Maybe I should. I always save my silhouettes because I always use them for like different things. I also like to kind of like cut them apart and use them like, you know, as different layers. You can totally make art out of junk. You totally can. Okay. I don't want this thing to like move. So let me just put a little bit of this electrical tape there, which to me seems to be like the nicest, easiest tape to pull on and off. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on both sides. You guys know with me, I use everything for everything. So we're gonna go ahead and just spread this paste over this. This is gonna be really thin, I think, because the stencil is super thin. I mean, it's like paper thin. I don't think I've ever had one this thin unless I've made it myself from scraps. It's like a vellum. That's basically what it feels like it's been cut out of vellum. Which that might actually be a good idea for stencils to use vellum. So who knows? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And this is basically what I'm gonna be doing. Once I start releasing, you know, the chipboards and the things that I'm gonna be creating. Once I start releasing them, I'll do like a project so that you guys can kind of get an idea of how you can use them. Hello, Monica. I was actually watching your video when I realized what time it is, so I'll definitely be back over there in a little bit. It's coming out beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and lift that. I mean, it does a really good job. It's very clear. You know, it takes perfect edges. So sometimes I guess the thickness of a stencil doesn't really matter. It did a really pretty job with how it took the stencil. So I like it. I like it. Let me see. Let me go ahead and put this here. Maybe I can kind of like put this here. Maybe. I want to get like the top of that brush, that paintbrush. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab some of that texture right there. Let's see. What else can I do? Let's add some of that texture around here somewhere. Sorry if I'm in the shot, you guys. I'm going to dry this one, and then I have some bubbles that I'm going to be incorporating into here as well. And this is just to have something happening in the background, to be honest with you. This is not for much more than that. So I've got the full quote here. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of this quote on the other side. Let's see. Maybe like right there. I'm trying to get it so that it's kind of like straight. Trying to. Let's see. We surviving, girl. That's how we're doing so far. So far. Surviving and praying for those that are not doing too well. Because that's all we can do for right now, right? Trying to get this number 1 in there. All right. So I kind of like that. Let me go ahead and put this back over here. I don't know how I'm going to wash that. Honestly, that's going to be tricky. So let's go ahead and start drying. We're going to add a little bit more stenciling, but with this stencil here, but I don't want to mess up none of the pretty areas because it came out really pristine. I will say that. The stencil came out really, really pristine. So that's always a good thing. Here, let me sit down. Let me go ahead and sit. And I think that this is going to look amazing with the solar system kind of theme in the background. And this is really thin, so it shouldn't take too long to dry. And I love that quote. I'm going to put that right in the center of all my other ones. Ooh, that art trying to get messed up on me. 1. Come on, numero uno. How you gonna look crazy? And you're number 1. So that's why I haven't really been putting up too much videos right now because I've been really, really busy working on the digital side of things, trying to get my things ready so when I do my launch, my official launch, and I will be doing a giveaway for that launch. When I do it, I'm gonna be picking a person to win. If not the whole set, depending on how many I do, at least a good portion of it. Somebody's gonna be the owner of one of my sets. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. We're just trying to stay busy because that's all we can do, right? Trying to stay busy, focused, and hopeful. Above all things, hopeful. All right, so I think that's pretty good right now. I know it's been, at the beginning when it first started, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, not that it's okay, but I mean, like, we're going to go through this process. It's going to be something that's going to take us too long. This is the US. We're going to go through these things quick. We're going to get these vaccines. We're going to get all this stuff like fast. But as time has been ticking on, that is not looking like so much of a reality when it comes to the timing of it all. I'm going to use this circle here to kind of create an area for me to create my little Jupiter space because I want to create like kind of like a planet there or something of luminosity in that area there. So I'm going to just do this and just kind of stick that there. And hopefully that's good enough. Since I'm gonna be doing that, let me just kind of go ahead and start adding off some of that right here. You're not taking that shot? Well, hopefully once you, I mean, this is like the catch-22 because it's like if you catch it, then you become immune. But like, who wants to catch it? I don't want to catch it. God forbid, like, God forbid that anybody catches it. Like, no. So that's a really tough one. Venus is over there complaining. She must have finished her treat already. So this is gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be tricky. Let's see. Strip there. I'm just gonna kind of put these things anywhere and everywhere. I'm not gonna really worry too much about it. I am gonna kind of come back into it and give it a little bit more shape to where I want it because I don't necessarily want it everywhere. But with something like this, it's kind of hard to pick and choose exactly where you're gonna put it unless you're working with a really small palette knife, and I'm not. So I'm just gonna grab a baby wipe and just kind of do one of those and wipe some of that out on both sides. I'm very glad that I dried it first. Yes, you have to be really careful, Tammy. You have to be really careful. Like, not to be funny or anything, I literally put a plastic in front of my son's door just to make sure that, above all things, his room is highly protected. And I have been using Clorox and alcohol like there is no tomorrow in this house. Disinfecting everything. Okay. Just wanted to have like this wonky kind of shape, like this wonky kind of movement to it. There. And this is a Decoart stencil that I'm using. It's called Bubbles, as the image implies. And again, I'm gonna just go ahead and use my little baby wipe and just kind of fix this shape up a little bit. So I'm not too happy with it. I wanted to have more of a wonky kind of shape to it. I think one more down here, I think maybe on the longer scale. On the horizontal line. Let's do this real quick. Do I on the horizontal? No. Do I want to? Yeah, maybe I'll just do something like this instead of doing it like that. So we shall see how this is gonna kind of look when it's all done. And that's the last of the stenciling that I'm gonna do for right now. How about some star stencils? Well, I'll have to look through my things to see. That might be a good one. I know I have stencils with stars on them. And I think I even have a DIY stencil that I made. I don't even know how many years ago. Let's see. Because now you're putting me on a scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt time. Let's see. Oh, look, first one up. So these are like stencils that I used to make like when I first started my YouTube. I've spoken about them plenty of times. I made them out of like the dividers that go into like planners, or even from like the plastic, the polyfolio, those envelope, those pocket things, those folders from plastic folders. Plastic folders are awesome for creating stencils. Let me tell you, they're good to draw on with a Sharpie, and they have a good texture and surface to be able to cut them out with a X-Acto knife or something else. So it works out really well. I have this right here with stars, so I'm gonna use this. And that's kind of like the awesomeness about starting from scratch. Literally, you get to experience so many different things. I ended up doing so many things for myself, like creating so many of my own things. Um, and today, that is the inspiration, the biggest inspiration for like taking this to the next level. Which stencil? This stencil, or you're talking about the bubble stencil or the Stamperia stencil? I actually have videos. If you go back, I mean, I'm gonna do a lot of those things over because it's been such a long time. I've been here for like 5 years, and I'm talking about between the first 2 years of me being here on YouTube. I've done everything from DIY face stencils to help people like draw their own faces. Tanya probably remembers that. the DIY stencil face, that I was doing DIY stencils all the time. Um, and that's another thing that I'm gonna be doing for my stores, also creating my own face stencils based on my own designs on how I make my faces. Because my faces tend to all be very similar for the most part. I have like certain things that I tend to do when I draw faces. It happens no matter what I do. So I'm gonna be including that as well. Some DIY face stencils with my with my style, my way of making them. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of different things that I've learned, and that I've incorporated into my art throughout the years that I've done, you know, as a hobby for a long time. And now I'm gonna start transitioning some of those things that I've done, like, some stencils that I've made before and designed before, and other things that I've done and designed before. I'm gonna start kind of transforming them into stencils and chipboards and just all different fun stuff. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm really, 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 really excited. That's good enough. Let's keep going on to the next one. Usually this paste will dry clear, but since I think I've got ink and everything under the sun on there, as you guys see, I'm not the best at cleaning my stencils. And that's why I kind of need my stencils to be like really strong, because I don't always clean them. And when I go clean them, I can have them falling apart because they're usually caked on. So right now I'm testing out a material that I got to create stencils with. So I got to see how that kind of works out and see how the stencils clean and how they're used, because that's going to be really important for me to be able to tell you exactly what it is that you're going to be getting when it comes to the stencils. Because I can also do stencils with the chipboards themselves as well. So I might be incorporating both, the plastic stencils as well as chipboard stencils plus chipboard shapes. So a lot of stuff, you guys. Right now I have a nice little bucket list that I would like to see accomplished. And with the way that the world is turning and the way that things are happening, I definitely want to make sure that I get some of those things off of my bucket list, just in case, you never know. Today is Corona. God knows what it'll be tomorrow. So hopefully we'll make it through this one stronger, smarter, more loving, more compassionate people than we were before it started. And They say things happen for a reason, so let's just say that it's for the betterment of man. Let's just hope. I'm gonna just do like one right there. See, isn't that cool? You could just do one. Like you don't have to do like, and that's like I have so many pet peeves. There's so many things that I struggle with when I'm trying to work with like stencils and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like do things in a way that they work for me, and hopefully, if other people have similar struggles, it'll work for them. So I'm just trying to add these all around. All around. I know a lot of people right now are like, thank God for Xbox. Right? Thank God for Netflix. Oh. Off of there before I lay this down. So what is everybody doing to keep themselves from, walking into walls and stuff like that? Hello, Deborah. That's your name, right? Hopefully I remembered. I think, right? All right, so this is what we're doing. I think this is enough, right? Maybe a little bit of maybe a few of the smaller ones, maybe. But I think this is good because we still gotta dry this baby. And this stencil right here, oh my God, it's gotta be like 3.5 years old, 4 years old almost. And I made it out of look, it says resources on it. I made it out of a planner insert that was like outdated already. So you never know what you can use stuff for. I'm all about that recycle. I've been recycling stuff to make my crafts since I started YouTube, since before YouTube, really. You don't document everything. But it's just always been something that I just see things and other things, and I'm always, trying to find other uses for stuff before I go ahead and throw them out. It's like, can I still save you, my friend? Can I still save you? Is there a point to this madness? All right, so let me go ahead and clean my little thing off, and we're gonna go ahead and dry this up again. And again, I'm preserving the space here because once I start painting black with the first layer, all of these things that I'm doing, all of this stenciling in the background, this is gonna be for when I start adding like my metallic effects and stuff like that, when I start adding my waxes, to kind of catch some of this texture that's in the background so that the canvas itself just doesn't look so plain and flat. So let's go ahead and dry this baby up. Feel free to speak amongst yourselves while the intermission is taking place. Yeah, me too. And this is why this wasn't so much of a shock for me, for us actually, because we are kind of homebodies as it is. Our family lives so spread out. We're like so spread out and far apart from each other that we only really visit each other a couple times during the year as it is. And I'm not one, I'm not very social locally, so we just be at home. Oh, you like the intermission music? Yeah. We gotta have a little bit, right? A little bit of intermission music. Let me try to dry up these stars. They look yellow because it was yellow paint on the stencil. There is no shame in my game, you guys. None at all. If there's one thing about me, if you've been following me for a while, you know that something that I learned is something that I share. Always, always, always is the beginning. Tammy, I've missed you, my friend. Hopefully you've been all right. I know you're doing your Stampin' Up thing. Yes, it does. Only to forget 5 minutes later, but at least for a quick split second, if I catch it fast enough, I'll remember. Other than that, I'll be making dinner tomorrow and be like, oh, that's what that was, or that's where that went, or that's where it was. 9 times out of 10 is, oh, that's where it was. I'm always losing something. Yes, I bet. That's not easy. But just like anything else, if you want it to succeed, you got to work hard. Nothing good comes free and easy, you know? It helps you to value it more. I want to start adding paint, so I need these stars to be dry. Dry stars, dry. I almost wish it was like the quick cure, that I could just, and that thing would just, and then all of a sudden everything is just dried instantly. I know we're getting there. We're getting there. We're just not there quite yet. And I'm still working on my clock, the one that I did on Wednesday. I'm still finishing it up. It's not finished all the way. I'll share it when it's all done next week. I'll share the both of them together so you guys can kind of see the theme and how they kind of flow with each other. It's funny because after it was done, I was looking at them and I was like, oh wow, they kind of sink in. The storyline kind of goes into play with each other because I have the shipwreck on one, and I've gone ahead and added gold and other things to it since then. And now it kind of definitely ties in with the other one because she looks like she just went over there and took all his stuff. Well, not all his stuff, all the shipwreck stuff, and kind of put it all over the place. And now he's over here looking for his stuff. Like, where's my stuff at? Thank you, Julia. All right. I think that's about all I can take, honestly. I'm so impatient when it comes to the drying part. That's why I always try to like get these things done beforehand, but I wanted to do the whole process from the gate with you guys. That way I give you guys time to kind of like join me and stuff like that. So this is as good as this is gonna get. It's not all the way drying. Why? You know what? Let me give this a minute. Let me go ahead and start painting the girl. Let me paint the girl. So at least I can get something done while I let this kind of dry for a second. And that way I'm not kind of holding you guys all stagnant. So we've got the girl right here. Now I'm gonna slide this baby over. Let's slide the baby over. We've got some paints. Okay. Now for her, the skin tone that I wanted to give her, I wanted her to have like this mystical kind of energy to her. I wanted her to be about positivity and good vibration. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go ahead and color her in with actually champagne gold, as well as white pearl. Now these are both metallic paints because again, I want her to have that luminescence. I want her to have like that energy, you know, of just like she's in total bliss, total positivity. So that's what we're gonna do. So to get this kind of ready to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it real quick. And this is my little DIY gesso. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of this and just kind of paint her out. It's this way, right? This way. Add a little bit of water to that. It's kind of thick. Oh, my water's not that clean. No, my brush is not that clean, not my water. And that's quite okay. No matter how much you clean these brushes, they're always going to have a little bit of paint left in them. And like I said, Angie was having fun yesterday, so they might have a lot of paint left in them. I try to get out as much of it as I possibly could. Now, my gesso that I make is very heavy with the glue. I like it to be like really super thick and kind of creamy. So I add a lot of glue to get it to do that. Which is why it has like a stickier kind of appearance than what you might normally see in a gesso. This is of my own doing. I do that on purpose. Because sometimes I want to use this as a paste. Sometimes I want to use it as a gesso. And it's really thick, as you guys can see. I can literally spread that with a card. It's so thick. So this is going to give it a lot of body. Actually, I am going to spread it with a card now that I say that. It'll help me to cover it a lot faster. Where is the card? I just had it. I literally just used it a few minutes ago. Well, let me use the squeegee. Let's see if this will do what I needed to do. No, it will not. Where's the card? I'll use this. So you see it's very thick. And I love like adding like that whimsical kind of hair where it's kind of all whirly and twirly. Well, Venus heard somebody outside. One of the neighbors must be coming into their home. And she's been in a howling phase lately. I guess with everything that's been going on, she's been doing a lot of howling. She's extremely protective of her house, let me tell you. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This little thumb right here. This little thumb gave me such a headache. All right, so that's pretty good for that part of it. Look at this mess. And then we're gonna go ahead and dry this up, which this dries really, really quick. This is gesso. Gesso dries super fast. Literally, I did that whole canvas. I primed it a few minutes before I went live, and it was ready to paint. Since I'm running out of certain rooms for certain things, I don't want to have to, you know, have like so many different pastes and this and that and the third. So I decided to make my gesso like really, really thick so that when I run out of everything else, I could just keep refilling this little jar up and I'm good to go. Okay. So we got that going. I think this is super primed, super ready to go. Just make sure I get it everywhere, especially like the little ends. That's where we're going to really need it at, especially once it gets wet. You're going to really want that to clear itself out. So let me just clean up the little holes. Really easy to clean out. Just gotta run something through it, and you're good to go. That's pretty good right there. All right, so let me go ahead and dry this up. This is the only thing that we're gonna really be gessoing as far as external pieces. I'm not really gonna be adding a lot of other stuff on here. This is gonna be mostly acrylic as far as the painting. So dry this up, give her a nice little paint job. Clean my messy little desk. And we'll be on our merry way. If there's anything that's stuck on there. I just made that chipboard super, super heavy now. And again, I'm just gonna go and just clear out all of this. Ooh, the glass. Clear out all that little bit of gesso that's in between. So we're gonna go into painting mode. Okay. Let's just get this cleaned up real quick. That's the good thing about having a glass mat. You get to clean the surface really, really fast. You don't have to take too long to get this to at least, you know, decent appearance. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Her name is Jupiter Queen, and her size is going to be 7.7 by 995, which is basically about between 8 to 10 inches, a little bit less than 10 and a little bit less than 8 inches, you know, wide. And she's definitely going to be one of the designs in my store. Her as well as a few others. Thank you, thank you. Just getting all those little clumps of gesso that are behind. And I really liked it because if I was a beginner, you know, and I wanted to do something like this and I didn't really know how to draw too well, this will definitely be an awesome way to kind of like play with some of those shapes, you know. You can use them to trace them. You can use them as, you know, the way that they are. You can do so many different things with them. So let's go ahead and start painting this baby out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using some of this white pearl. And I have here my dirty little tray that I'm going to use. And she's going to have a couple different colors into her. But we're going to go with this one first. Let's see. Let me put that in water. Let's see. Can we use this one? Oh, I banged the camera. Sorry, you guys. I banged the camera. So I'm just going to start giving her kind of like a quick little coat with this white. And you can totally use it right. You can paint the chipboard. Like, you don't have to do this gesso if you don't want to do this gesso. You can paint right over the chipboard. And I'm going to try to get my hands on white chipboard so that I can also have like white and craft colored chipboard. I just have to make sure that they're the same thickness, because I had to fiddle a lot with my machine to get it to the right calibration so that it can actually cut the chipboards that I use without having to go through it a whole bunch of times, because it shreds them up. The more that the machine passes through it, the more that it shreds it up. So you need a design that you can actually cut cleanly and, you know, in one shot. And I've been doing a lot of trial and error and learning. So hopefully I'll be able to do this well. And this is just to give her kind of like a preliminary base. I wanted her to have that pearlescent kind of color to her. So I'm just applying this paint in any direction. I'm just making sure that she's all painted. Where's my hook? Okay. Now I'm going to grab some of this. That was the white. Let me grab some of this champagne gold. Yes, let's get it cleaned up. I know. I know. I try, because I don't like being in the mess either, you know. I don't like being in the mess. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a face. And again, this is why I'm very hopeful about these chipboards, because I think that it's gonna help those, especially that have never really done faces, that have never really worked with like portrait paintings or doing any of those things. I think that the chipboards are going to be awesome for those that want to experience what that is. Like, simply, very easily, being able to add the details of a face into something that's already got the shape for you. So you just have to learn certain placements. And when you start tracing and you start practicing with that part of it, then you can get yourself to a point where you know how to do just about everything else. So I'm just gonna do kind of like this, half here. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do as far as her hair. So I'm just gonna do kind of like that. And we'll add more details into her as far as, you know, more features and things like that moving forward. Right now, I just want to give my brain like the idea of where everything kind of goes and where her hair is going to start, where her hair is going to end. And this champagne gold gives me a nice, somewhat skin tone kind of color that is still light enough that I can kind of play with. But I can still kind of play with it a little bit. So let's see. This is supposed to represent part of her hairs right here. So I'm not going to do too much with that yet. Okay, so you guys can kind of see already how she starts kind of coming into life just by separating her hair from her face. And you could totally use the chipboards as they are. You don't even have to go the extra mile and adding detail to them if you don't want to. The silhouettes themselves, they're nice enough that you can use them as it is. Oh, no problem, love. So let's go ahead and heat blast that 2 seconds so we can start adding some detail into her hair. I want her hair to be silverish, you guys. But let's see, I'm gonna have to probably use a wax to do her hair. So let me see if I can see the silver without having to take the whole thing apart. Yes. I want her to have silver hair. And then to that silver hair, I'm gonna add black. So as you guys can see, this is like a chunk now. But it's still soft, so definitely still usable. But this is what happens with the Decoart metallic waxes. Just because your wax is hard to dry it out, do not throw it out. Add water, and it becomes like a watercolor that you can actually use. Like that. I know you won't be able to see too much of it now, but as I start adding darker, you know, darker details to her hair, you'll be able to really, really see it. What I'm really excited for right now is to actually work on that canvas, to start adding some of that acrylic in there. I'm going to get some black right here. Super easily too. So I'm going to grab a little bit of black. And in here, I have some heavy gel. And any heavy gel brand will do, or any gel will do. Any of those glue gels will do. And basically, I'm just going to go ahead and mix that in with some of that black. Because I want it, but I want it to be translucent. I don't want it to be, let me add a little bit more of the gel. I want it to be translucent. I don't want it to be, you know, too opaque. So I'm going to just grab some of that gel. And I'm going to bring it right into that black. And this is hopefully going to make it so that it's a little bit more translucent for me. It won't be so so dark. So I'm just going to go in and lightly kind of just add some details in there. And I want to kind of follow the direction of where I see that her swirls, those swirls are kind of going. And I'm just lightly allowing the brush to kind of just kiss the top of it. You don't have to press too hard. Just let it kind of just roll off. If you've ever watched any of the Bob Ross's videos, how that paint kind of just rolls off to make those mountains, that's basically what you got to do. Just allow that paint to kind of just roll off. If it's too dark for you, just spread it out. And again, I want her hair to be predominantly white, but I do want some texture in there. I do want her to, I want to be able to see some strands, something kind of happening in here, so that I know that this is actually hair. And her hair is really long. You can make it as long or as short as you like. Get some of that glue in here because it's not sticking. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Grab a little more of this paint. And again, just kind of let that, and just kind of push it out in the direction in which the hair is kind of going. And she's got solar wind that's pushing up against her hair, so some of it is curling this way, some of it is curling the other way. They're all kind of going in different directions. Again, I want her to have like this energy of just, I don't know, luminosity and positivity, just brightness. And you could go adding more details, you know, the more comfortable you become. If you're a beginner, if not, then you're probably gonna go to town from the moment that you have these in your hands. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So yes, 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 I'm super excited. And like I said, I am gonna be doing a giveaway to kind of make the launch of the store official. And also because, you know, you guys are always supporting me and I appreciate it. I haven't done a giveaway on my channel in quite some time, but I figured for those that are always constantly commenting on my videos, the ones that are always constantly showing up to my lives, I would like to be able to, you know, try to do something nice as a thank you. So I figured this would be super cool to do. So I'm going to kind of let that dry off a little bit, which is drying as I'm working it. And then I'm going to kind of go back into it with some more of that silver. And again, I'll go adding more details as I go, but you guys saw how super simple that was. So far, all I've done is just added a few colors here and there, and kind of started to make this work. So while I still kind of have her face in my mind, I do want to add the detail of an eye in here. So I am going to go ahead and just grab this while I kind of still see where the eye placement should kind of go. And this one doesn't want to work with me today. What is it? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Very lightly. So, super simple. Now her face is complete. Right? Super simple. So her lips, I think I want to make her lips like really light pink. So I'm gonna really light pink. So I'm just gonna get a drop here, like and the color that I'm using is carousel pink. And I'm gonna get a little drop of this glue right quick. Why didn't I pick out smaller brushes today? What did I do with my finger brushes? Oh, it's in the bottom. That's why I don't see them. I'm like, where's all my little teeny tiny brushes? All right, I found it. And let me just go ahead and do this. Angelina, that brush did not belong in the tube. You jammed the. Anyway, okay. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the glue. Again, with the heavy gel medium, I'm gonna put that into a little bit of acrylic paint, and I'm just gonna get the slightest little bit of pink on here, so I can just add a very translucent pink to her lips. I don't want it to stand out too much, but I want it to be visible when you have her up close. That she has lips there. So thank you, Sasso. Oh, she needs an eyebrow. Who said that? Yes, Ada, she needs an eyebrow. So let's go ahead and see if we can pencil her in an eyebrow. Now let me use my brush to kind of move that a little bit if I can. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Now my baby wipes have alcohol in them, and since this is kind of like that, I can go ahead and move this alcohol just a little bit, this ink. Okay. I'm gonna leave that like that for now, and we'll add more details to her, and get her a little bit blended out, a little bit better blended out as she moves forward and she starts to kind of evolve. I still have to add shading to some of the edges around her, and I definitely have to add shading to like where the hair is and stuff like that, just to create some kind of separation there. But I'm anxious, you guys, to get working on this canvas, so let's get started with that, because that's gonna be a little bit of a project there. So I'm gonna move these paints this way, and I'm gonna move Jupiter over here. And hopefully this has been decent enough amount of time that we can start. Let me stand up again. All right, you guys. Yes, whoop whoop. Yes, I'm super excited. I'm super, super, super excited, you guys. Especially the stencils. Oh my goodness. Because the stencils are gonna be basically, I'm gonna make the stencils with the people, with the girls that I'm designing, since I'm gonna be creating like certain themes for them. The stencils are gonna have the theme of either what their name represents, or whatever the theme that I'm going for is gonna have that. So for like her, she's gonna have like planets. She's gonna have like a whole bunch of different stuff that's gonna go with her because her name is Jupiter. So in case you wanted to do something like that, you can totally use it. So I'm really, really excited, and I don't want to spill too many beans out there, but you guys know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start adding some paint. I'm gonna start with black, and I'm gonna be adding some black here and there, and I'm gonna add some different colors, and I'm gonna be adding some primary blue. Again, I'm going for like a dark kind of theme here, and I'm gonna use some primary blue with that black. Hello, hello, Liz. Welcome, welcome. So we're gonna do that. At this point in time, I don't care to paint over this area here because I already have my chipboard set aside. I didn't put any I didn't put any modeling paste in that area. All right, so I'm gonna go into it with a dry brush because that's basically what I do. And I'm just gonna go back and forth from blue into black. And adding as I need. But this is for quick coverage. I'm gonna hold this down. And just move that back and forth. You don't want to be like all over the place. You want to keep it in the same direction, same motion. Let me add a little bit more blue. Okay. New York for you. Yes, it is. And I'm also going to add a little bit of this Bahama blue, which is a lighter blue. I'm going to start incorporating some colors here. And I don't want to make mud, so I'm not going to move the colors back and forth. I'm going to move them all and try to move them all in the same direction, so that you're not really creating too much mud. I'm going to make this like the lightest area here because this is where she's going to predominantly be. Since I have so much black already on my brush, I'm just going to start right here. Hopefully you guys can see the whole thing. I'm going to start in the bottom. And just bring that kind of in there. The good thing with this kind of project is that if you add too much, you can always bring some of that back. Just bring that back and forth. Don't rub too hard when you put down stenciling, because some of these modeling paste that we use, that we buy in the store, when you go brushing back and forth, they will peel off. They'll get messed up. Let me get some more black. This is a kind of canvas that you will want to do like when you have little bits of paint, like a whole bunch of little bits of paint, and you just want to get rid of that, you know, all that bulkage, because you want to start anew or you're going to buy something else. This is something that is good to do with those little leftover paints, is like put them all on a canvas. And I know some colors look like mud, and not necessarily mud, but you know, some people may be like, where is Carmen going with this? I honestly have no idea. We shall see. We shall see, because I only have one big one, so I definitely didn't do a Pop Ross and, you know, do another one in the background and be like, hey, you guys, this is the intermission. So we're doing this for the first time here, live. Okay, let me kind of dry that a little bit, not too much, but just add a little bit of heat to that. Just trying to dry these out as much as I can. I need a little bit more blue before I add some of that heat. And my brush is still dry. I still haven't washed it or cleaned it or anything like that. Yes, we'll find out together. Oh, you do? Well, good. Something to remember this live stream by. I need more black. I'm going to need more black. So we're going to add some more. This is supposed to be out of space and it's dark out there. It's supposed to be dark out there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to dry this up a little bit because I don't want to keep mixing the colors up too much. You guys see where I'm going? You see where I'm going? Did you see the vision? Did you see the vision? Yes. You guys are going to see a whole bunch of those types of projects. All right, let me just dry this real quick a little bit. Acrylic dries super fast. And we still have more layers of paint to add here. I have some other colors like some purple. I've got some deep red. I've got some white. So we still have other colors to add on here, in here before we actually completely finish. I also have some more metallics that I want to add into this background here and there. I want to finish all this part here before I remove that. Now let me go around this canvas and pick up any paint boogers that I see. Smooth that out. Let's see. Okay. All right. So we've been playing a little bit with mixing of the heavy gel with some paint. So we're going to do that with some purple. So I'm going to go ahead and use a different brush. The girl, yes. Yes, it is. Her name is Juniper Queen. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of that heavy gel. Any gel medium will do. And I'm going to use a little bit of this purple pearl in there with that. And I'm just going to kind of mix them together. This is going to give me a little bit more of a translucent look to the color. At least that's what I am hoping for. I don't know if I added enough, but we shall see. Yes, perfect. You guys kind of see that you get that purple, but it's very transparent. And I'm going to do that with a couple other colors as well. And this is not completely covered this this canvas. There's still a lot of areas that need acrylic paint. This is just this layer of the process. We'll see. I don't always follow the norm. I don't always follow the rules. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been working hard, girl. I've been working hard. We don't need to cake it on. We just need it to kind of be there. Because you'll be able to see all these different colors. When you're coming from different sides of the room, you're going to pick up on all these different colors. All right, so I got my purple down. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more black to some of these areas here. A little bit more blue to kind of fill that in just a little bit better. Can you guys see that purple on there? Yes, when you mix acrylic paint with gel medium, it's best to do it with the media paint, the fluid acrylic, because it's already kind of fluidy. But you can totally do it with acrylic paint, as you guys just saw. If anything, you could just add maybe a drop of water if you want it to be maybe a little bit more translucent. But for the most part, it works really, really well for getting that clear kind of transparent color. Meanwhile, keeping all of the attributes, you know, still keeping the metallic sheen, still keeping all of that. Okay. All right. Let me go back into this again. Like I said, I need to add a little bit more. I'm going to add black, but I'm going to add black with the gel. That's how I'm gonna do this layer of black on here. It would definitely be easier for you. Let's say you wanted to reproduce something like this. It would definitely be easier for you to make the first layer completely solid black. Paint the whole entire thing black first. Let that dry, and then you can go ahead and prepare your colors mixed with the gel mediums to make them translucent, and then you can go adding layer by layer, layer by layer. You know, adding that in there. And you'll still be able to achieve a very similar effect. And what you don't use, you can store in something that is airtight, and then you can just have it there. So here, like where I didn't capture, and I'm just gonna bring that out. I didn't capture that too well. I'm gonna make sure that I do capture that this time around with the gel. Okay. You guys, when I got the paintbrush in my hand, you know how it is, right? I go in a trance. If you have any questions, just put them in caps, and I try to be mindful and check them out. But I do kind of go down the rabbit hole, if you will, whenever I have a paintbrush in my hand. So you guys see, it's black enough, but it's still translucent to a certain extent, so it kind of blends in rather nicely with the other layers that I already have on here. And I'm going to be adding like turquoise. I have another color in here. I think it's turquoise. Yeah, it's right here. I'm going to add more of this Bahama blue in there as well to just brighten that up in that area a little bit more. Yes. So I'm just trying to make sure that I've covered up all of these dimensional areas with some of this black. I should have done that beforehand, but in all the excitement, I thought it would be okay, but it's too translucent and it's not covering it up all the way properly. So let me just make sure. Just kind of feather that out. This is supposed to be the you know, space, so it's okay if it's a little dark. And you guys are gonna see now when I start adding some of the lighter colors with the translucent paint, with the translucent effect, how it's gonna look. That's really gonna take this to a whole nother level. Okay. So I'm pretty satisfied with this. Right? I like it. So far, so good. So far, so good, you guys. It's been such a while since I actually painted, you know, did one of these. I really do enjoy doing these things. I really, really do. I think if I could do canvases all day, every day, that would be definitely what I would do. I mean, I guess I technically can do canvases all day, every day, but you guys know what I mean. You can only have enough room but for so many canvases, right? I need to get rid of some so I can make more. All right, so let me go ahead and dry that real quick. Again, this dries really fast. Usually doesn't take too long at all. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Always looking to share the 411. Always, always, always. If I know it, you know it. Yeah, I really like how this is like gonna turn out. What do you think? How that's gonna look? Sick, right? It's gonna look nice. Yes, 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 yes. No, no es tuyo, no. Sorry, sorry. Ese está muy grande para enviar en el correo. This one's a large one. Yeah, this is a big one. It would have been a 12 by 12. You could have got away with it inside of the priority box, but this one's a little large. All right, so let me go ahead and grab some different colors. Like I said, I had here. I want to add a little bit of this deep burgundy. Because you guys know me, my worlds are all colorful. I love incorporating all different kinds of color into my work. For me to have a monotone work, like, that's so hard for me. And if I did do that, most likely, and I'm probably gonna snitch myself out, I'd probably spray with some color after the live stream would be done. I'd be like, real quick, just a little splash for you. Here's a little sauce. Thank you, Lisa. I think 411 still exists, but people just don't use it because they got Google. So when you call, she probably answers like you just woke her up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some more. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same, add a little bit of gel. You can always test out the transparency on, you know, something on the side, and if you need it to be a little bit more translucent, add more glue, or add maybe a little bit of water. I'm gonna take as much of this off of my brush as I can, because I don't want to overwhelm it, but I do want it to have like little hints of just galactic colors, you know? And that's a regular acrylic, so it's not gonna be shiny or metallic or anything like that. It's just color for the sake of color. And you just put it everywhere. Doesn't matter where. Just let the brush guide you. Let the paint just unwind and unfold as it wants to. Don't think about anything. Don't think about directions. Don't think about up. Don't think about down. Just lay it in there. It's just a layer at the end of the day. Just look at it as a layer. You can always add another layer over it. These things do not self-destruct no matter what you do to them. We're just gonna do that. Just add that paint in there. This is my Zen right here, you guys. I have entered the Zen. Yes, me too. I love painting anything and everything. It doesn't matter to me. Everything is good to go. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue, but of course I'm gonna add it with the gel, because I added a layer in the bottom that was regular. Now I want to add one that's gelled out so that I can just add some more blue tones in there. And yes, a little bit of that is going to mix with that red. That is quite all right. I do not shy away from new colors, even if those colors are a little brown when they mix. It's okay. So again, I'm going to get most of that off of my brush because I'm not trying to, like, you know, I just wanted to kiss my surface This is what I call kissing the surface. When you're not applying too much pressure, you just a little left tap, just letting it do what it's gonna do. Softly, easy, no pressure. Don't fight with it. Don't fight with the canvas. Don't fight with the surface. If it doesn't want it there, it's okay. It's its right. It doesn't have to have it there. There's no wrong placement for something like this. The last layer that we're going to do is going to be the layer with the white, which is where I'm going to bring in some of, some highlights here and there. I just want to use up all of this color because why not? It's just another layer. So we're not adding in there. And I focus a lot on the right because I'm right-handed, you guys. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting to go to this side and check it out. Just kind of allow that to kind of happen. And I'm going to add a little bit of this light Bahama blue, and after this light Bahama blue, then I'm going to incorporate the white. We're going to work on our Jupiter planet, and then we're going to incorporate our girl, and we'll almost be done. You say fight. Woohoo! Yes, craft room time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use this little wall right here with the purple. Doesn't really matter too much to me that has some paint in there already. I'm gonna grab some of this glue. See more or less the dab. Try to have it just about equal, give or take. Maybe a little bit more on the gel than the paint. I think I need a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit more in there. And these are gonna be like the beginning of my highlights. This dries really, really fast, and it's not supposed to dry so fast. Get a little bit more of that glue. Put that in there. It's kind of fanning right in there. The baby wipe is still kind of wet, so it allows me to remove some of this. And this part you're not going to really see too much because she's going to be right there. Just grab a little bit of water. Again, I don't want this to be too dark. Just want it to be there. I just want to be able to see it. A little bit of lightness here and there. Let me see how I like it, if I like it. And I know you guys got the glare pointing down. I'm so sorry. So now we're gonna do the same thing but with the white. Let me just clean my brush. And this is gonna be the last layer for that. And then I'll probably splash some paint on there. Or maybe I'll do the highlights for the thing and then splash some paint on there. Now I'm gonna go in with a white, so it's gonna be even brighter than some of that blue that I put down. Let me see if I can show you guys what this is looking like so far. And then obviously we're gonna be removing this whole thing here. We're gonna have something there. But so the colors, it kind of looks like the Jupiter colors if you see You ever seen pictures of the planet Jupiter? It's got a lot of browns in it, a lot of blues, and then some light colors. So it kind of has that feel with the background as it is. So it's kind of going with its own little theme. And that kind of happened naturally. I didn't do that on purpose. So things kind of, you know, they manifest as they should is what I'm trying to say. Trust the process. You never know what you're going to end up with. You might be pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some white. And not that white. I need the other white. You can also achieve the same effect if you have glazing medium. If you mix glazing medium with the paint, you can also, it also makes it translucent. So you can also use that as well. Where's my white? Here's my white. So I'm going to go ahead. Some of this glue off of there. And get some white in there. With that one, I think I'm going to use a different brush. Let's see. Well, my brushes are stiff. I got to massage them a little bit. I got to massage them a little bit to get them to kind of like do what I want them to do. All right, so let's see here. Let's get some of that in there. And actually, let me incorporate a little bit of that glazing medium since I have it here already. And I see that the internet is acting up. I see that it's jumping around. Hopefully it doesn't do anything crazy. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to use this big old brush. Let's see what kind of effects I get with that. So again, coming from right out this way and then kind of swooping in a little bit in the other direction. So I'll kind of go in with this. And quickly, I am going to try to kind of blend that out a little bit. Just kind of smooth that out so that I don't have harsh strokes. I just want the illusion of some kind of highlight there. So before it gets too dry, this is a little damp because it's a baby wipe. Getting a little bit heavier around this area here because this is supposed to be somewhat of a planet. So I'm just gonna do that. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna do it with the baby wipe. Going around it a little bit to create a little bit of a halo. Kind of like that. Yes. Okay. Now let me get that circle out of there. And let me use the rest of this paint that is in here to fill that circle in. And to do that, I'm going to grab a little bit of that blue that I have left over. And just put that in there. Just to make it kind of off-white. Let's add a little bit of that blue in there. A little bit of that black. Doesn't it kind of look like a moon in a way? It could be a moon. Maybe it's Jupiter on her Jupiter looking at a moon, looking at one of Jupiter's moons. That can be it too. The story adjusts. You gotta allow the story to adjust as your creation, you know, evolves. Maybe she's looking at one of her own little moons there. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of that red that I got in there. I'm going to use up whatever I have in here to just give it some color. Okay, a little bit of black. And it's not our moon, so I'm not going to make it look like our moon. But it is a moon. Nonetheless, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Ew, booger. Paint booger. And again, this is mixed with the gel, so it's all kind of transparent colors. Actually, what I'm going to do is I have some of this pearl white here. This will explain where her hair color comes from. She gets it from the pearl paint. And this is going to give it a beautiful luminescence once it's all done. And it's kind of translucent itself, this paint. And this is the pearl white Dazzling Metallics by Decoart. So it doesn't take away too much of the color that I've got going on in the bottom. Now, let me ask you guys, what kind of videos did you enjoy most? If you've participated in any of my live streams, which are your favorite types of videos to watch? These kinds of videos where I'm painting, the other kinds of mixed media projects that I do, the assemblage. Like, what would be your go-to? From the bottom and from the top, guys. From the bottom and from the top. And you could have totally, you know, added more stencils to that or done something else with it. I'm pretty cool with that. Just picking up a little bit of this black. Again, just to kind of define my territory here. I think I'm going to leave that as before I end up messing that up. Maybe I'll add something else with some other colors. You can't choose. I guess that's a good thing. It is. I guess that's a good thing, right? I'm trying to figure out because I want to do, like, I want to incorporate, you know, some more types of projects of the kind of stuff that you guys normally like to see. When it comes to what I already do, you know, what you would like to see more of. I've kind of backed away from paper crafting for the time being. I do have a channel on standby for paper crafting, and that's probably going to go hand in hand, depending on how the store unfolds and how all of that kind of unravels. That's probably going to go hand in hand with that. I'll be featuring them here, but most likely, you know, I'll be doing other projects, paper projects with them on the other side. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm not quite there yet. I'll add some textures to that, but I'm probably gonna add the texture with something else, maybe a marker or something, to give it more life, to give it more texture. Okay, so We have her. I think she's gonna look grand right there. So what I want to do, because I do want to pick up some of this. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna be able to pick up, but I do want to pick up some of it. Where's my silver? Here it is. I'm gonna do it with a little bit of that silver. Let's see how that kind of works out for me. Pray for me, y'all. This is the point of no return. Is once we start doing all this extra stuff. This is the point of no return here. So that's. See, that stencil's so thin. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to pick that up. That's the kind of stencil that I'm gonna have to use it with the paste already pre-colored. And probably leave that for one of the last things that I do. I feel like I needed something. That's the issue with me, you guys. I can never leave well enough alone. Yes, coffee. That'd be nice right about now. It'll help me stay for the next couple hours. Okay. And let me just see if I can get some of this quote up here, because that is the point of all this. Let's see. Oops. Come here, little piece of chalk. I really like how this is turning out. What do you guys think? Oh, you like it when I paint, Tammy? Tammy's been here for a long time. She's seen me do all kinds of stuff. A little bit on this one down here. And I don't think you're going to be able to see that one too much. Now I'm going to go ahead and splash some paint on here. Let's see. See those words coming out, you guys? Can you read them? You probably can't because the light is not letting you. I'll show you now. The glare from the bulb is not letting you guys see. Okay. So. This is what she's kind of looking like so far. And I'll have pictures for you guys on my Facebook. You know, once I get it kind of all in there. Once I get it all ready to go. So let's go ahead and put her in. And then we'll see what else we need. Oh, we need to add some splashes, and I don't want to splash her, so. So let's go ahead and glue her down. No, let's add some splashes first. Why I keep doing that? Okay, so I have here some of that, some of this, right in there. I need a couple capfuls of water. Maybe that's good enough. Looking for a brush that I can do this with. Here we go. I got a fan brush. That'll be perfect. So let me go ahead and just kind of mix those together. And I'm going to be splattering some paint all over this. Just make sure. Whoa. I actually don't mind the big drops. I think it adds a little something to it. Let's see, a little bit more up in the top. Here. And I think I like that. Okay. So we're done with that. I'm running out of places to put stuff. Okay. Okay. Let's dry that. Oh, 10 Commandments is on. I've watched that movie a gajillion times. One of my all-time faves. Millions of stars, yeah. Okay, that is. This is the one thing that I dislike the most about painting acrylic is, well, painting in general is having to dry it. And I'm grateful that it gives me some mixing time so that it doesn't dry so fast, but when I want it to dry, I want it to be instantaneous. If you look at it up close, you can see what looks like kind of like an ocean or kind of like a water, like a pond almost. A lot of different things happening here. Let's see. I gotta dry these right here because she's gonna go right there. She's gonna go right here. So I need this to dry right here. Not so much worried about the rest of them, but definitely this right here. Okay, let's see. Let's see how well that's gonna hold up. Let's go ahead and grab our gel and add some gel behind this and stick her in place. You could use a hot glue gun, whatever you want to use. Whatever you would like to use. And like I said, my chipboards are going to be on a larger scale because that's basically how I like to create, is on a larger scale. I'm very heavy-handed, so it makes it really difficult for me sometimes. Or I end up second guessing myself like crazy whenever I'm doing like smaller projects. because my hands are so like, I don't know, they're heavy-handed. Yes, I want things instantly. I'm very crazy about that. I want them to dry now. Please, now. So I'm gonna put her in. And look how beautiful. Super easy. Honestly, all we did was move a lot of paint back and forth with no real rhyme or reason. I actually might have to hot glue her so just so that she holds herself down while the gel dries up. I just want to make sure that she stays kaput and in place. So let me just connect my tool. And hopefully through the use of my chipboards, you'll be able to achieve like, you know, all different kinds of like things that maybe you were too scared to do before, like different kinds of projects that maybe you were in fear of doing before. Now to wait for this thing, you guys. Why didn't I turn it on from the gate? Should I add some galaxy glitter, you guys? Should I add some galaxy glitter? Or if I do, I'm gonna add this pink one. This is Pink Cosmos. I don't really have much pink, and the red, it kind of took it. It's in there, but you can hardly see it. The purple's in there, but you can't hardly see it. So maybe I can add a little bit of this glitter. Girl, I'm a Cancer, so like, it's all about the claws. Yes. It's all about the claws, you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. I don't know if I should. No. Let me keep drying while I'm waiting because I don't want to smear all my dots. I'm like, Carmen, what are you doing? You don't even know if your dots are clear yet. So while this is getting hot, I'll keep doing this. If this noise bothers you while I'm doing this, the minute that you see it stop shaking, you can put the volume back up. Yes, whoop whoop. So let's dry these stars, these distant galaxies and stars. Let's dry them up as best as we can. And we are almost at 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness, I've been having so much fun, I didn't even notice the time. Usually I'm rushing myself. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And if I feel there's too much white, I can just add a little bit of gel, a little bit of blue paint, and just go in and add up, you know, a few little colors here, a few little colors there. And just work it until I feel 100% satisfied with it. That's the beauty of it being yours. And I'm going to try to do something with this light so that it's not, you know, constantly glaring. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I mean, it's not as glossy. I'm like, it's not as glossy. Hopefully I didn't do all this and then like smear it all. Smear it all to heck, as they say. Okay, so this is still kind of doing its thing. I've got me here some Galaxy Glitter by Decoart. It's heavily loaded glitter acrylic. And it's called Pink Cosmos. And it's got teals and pinks and reds and purples. And just an array of chunky glitter. So I'm going to add a little bit here and there, right? Why not? I'm going to add a little bit maybe like here. And maybe like a little bit here. A little bit here. Like a little bit here. Right? Let's see. And we're just going to do that. And it's very translucent. It just, all you're going to see really is like the glitter. Wherever you kind of put the glitter at. It's only really heavy if you allow it to like stay, you know, kind of like that. And very loosely kind of adding this in. Let it be chunky wherever it wants to be chunky. Let it be light wherever it wants to be light. Just get on there for mama, please. Get on there for mama. Now we have a little bit of something else kind of happening here. Some distant little twinkles. And I think I might even go another step further and add, I think I have a teal one that I think will look really pretty in here. So let me grab that teal. Oh my goodness, please don't avalanche of I got all my bottles like stacked up over here and I'm like, please no, don't fall. Don't fall. All my paint don't fall. So this is again Galaxy Glitter and it's called Aqua Meteor. This one, and it's really pretty. It's just like the color teal basically. So I'm gonna add a little bit here and a little bit there. Just the same. As you guys can see, it's very translucent. All you have left are the glitter, the little glitter chunks. Please don't throw up. Let's see. Shake it a little bit more. You see it? You see it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Come on, baby. What you doing to me, girl? What's up with this? What happened? What happened was it's no bueno. All the binding came out and not the glitter. I need the glitter, not so much the binding. I mean, I need the binding too, but I want glitter. I need glitter. That's what I came here for. I want glitter. Okay, let's see if I can get it out of. I think it's the bottle the issue, honestly. It's for all that chunky stuff. Okay, let me just get whatever's in that bottle. Ooh, I love it. Yes, Carmen, yes. Oh my goodness. I love it, love it, love it. I need more. This is yummy looking. Oh my goodness. This is yum yum. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't need all of that. Just a little bit. Angie, what are you doing? Inventory? Carmen, you made a shooting star. I did? Where? Right there, maybe? Oh, I did! Yay! So that means my wish is gonna come true. All right. You my witnesses. You my witnesses. I love it. I think that this really did a lot for it. And I'm glad I only got the one shooting star, not like a whole bunch of them, because that was not the goal. But I'll take it. I'll take it, you guys. I'll take it. Let's add a little bit on that moon. Right? I think that'll go well. A little bit on that moon. I'm just gonna spread it out. I don't need it to be like super congested. I just want it to have a little bit of glitter. Because why not? Right? Getting whatever's on my brush off my brush. And I need a little bit right here because I didn't get any there. And my heat tool should be, trying to do this gingerly. I don't want no more shooting stars. I don't mind that one. I'm gonna name it Galactico. That's my shooting star, Galactico. Keep holding her hand visually. I don't know what you mean. Oh, for real? Oh my goodness. Those are happy accidents. Now it's got a name and a purpose. See? I just incorporated Galactico into the story. So Now there's a reason for it to be there. Now all you other stars, stay in your lane. Stay where you belong. No crossing over. All right, so I'm gonna leave that like that. I think that's more than enough. Let me just give this a quick little heat application. And then we'll start working on the girl, finishing up the girl, and this baby will be done. And I'm not adding any sentiment because it's already there. It's the definition of an artist. That's more than enough of a sentiment for me. And I'm going to triple thick it after it's all done. So this is going to be all completely glazed over. We have a moon, we have a shooting star, we have stars everywhere. Jupiter, I think, is in a very good place right now. Those galaxy glitters is the right touch. Let me tell you guys, I'm looking at this thing up close, and oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I normally don't like working with the glue gun because of all the little hairs, but I don't have a choice for right now. I gotta order me a bottle of that fabric tag that everybody keeps using and see if it'll actually hold my stuff down. So let's go ahead and do that. And since I've made it a non-porous surface by painting over it, I'm able now to use my Faber-Castell inks. I can use other mediums. I can even go over with watercolors or other paints if I wanted to. It basically now allows me a surface that I can kind of add more layers of depth to, so I can make this as deep as I want to. So I'm just gluing it down ever so gingerly, making sure everything is everything. I'm going to turn this over like this so that I can get on this side. So I do apologize if I'm out of frame, but you guys will definitely be able to get another level of just the colors, the depth, all of that good stuff. Yes, that's all we can do is try to keep busy. I mean, I've been designing, and every time I pick up my art journal to create, like I'll start, but like I go right back to the designing aspect of it because that's where my mind is right now. Reptile glue is also good comment, and none of the smell from fabric tag. What's reptile glue? I have to look at. That's what it's called, literally reptile glue. I've never heard of that. Reptilian glue. It's not gonna blink at me. Because every time that you see like all those conspiracy things about, they're always blinking at you. Maybe I'm watching the wrong shows, you guys. Maybe I'm watching the wrong ones. All right, so let's see. Just making sure that she is perfecto mundo and that everything is copacetic here. Oh, I missed a spot. You guys are basically getting a whole 360 of all the different angles. I will say that as far as the Stamperia stencil, I tried other ones. I have other ones that I purchased from the Rusty Crown. That's the only one that's like that. I bought this one. Sorry, you guys, that's my drawing side. That's where I have it. This one's not like that. This one is like a regular stencil. So I don't know what the difference is between that one and that one. I'm gonna have to look into that because maybe I'll be mindful of that the next time that I buy them. This one's not stamparia, but these are regular stencils, so I'm shocked to see that that one's like a paper. It literally feels like a paper. And look what I have, you guys, but I haven't used it yet. I'm gonna use it soon, so expect one. You know I was not gonna stay behind, right? You guys knew I was not gonna stay behind and not get this beauty of a of a mold. You know I had to have it. So I got mine. And again, I bought it at the Rusty Crown. I got my stuff a few days ago, but like I said, I didn't really get a chance to do a video, but I did share the website and share the love in my previous upload. So if you haven't seen that one, make sure you check that video out. Awesome. You got that one too? Yes. The price is phenomenal. Hopefully, you know, it stays like that. The price is like perfect. I haven't seen it cheaper anywhere else, to be honest with you. And she delivers, she ships out quick. She tells you when, you know, she has a schedule when she does the deliveries and the shipping. But she does ship out quick. I got it right away. All right. So now that I've got this, and this is pretty much glued in, let me just make sure that I put my glue gun away and I didn't even shut it off. That's bad, bad, bad. I just shut it off now. So I'm gonna grab some markers. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is just go into her lips a little bit. Again, nothing too major. I don't want her lips to look too dark. And because the surface is non-porous, I can actually go in here now with a pen. With these Faber-Castell India inks, and I can kind of buff it out. I can apply it and buff it out, which I'm about to show you guys now, so that I can darken up some of these lines. So now I can actually go into the details and kind of add some of those details back in there. Just gonna apply a little bit at a time and just kind of rub it out. Just create that shadow. Just create that shadow in there. And if you want to kind of darken that in, you can. Like if you wanted to fill this in, you can. I actually like the peekaboo for now. Maybe if I look at it later, I might not like it so much and fill them in. But if you don't want to fill them in, you don't have to. It's completely up to you. Ha, got it. Thank you. And yes, that store, you guys, there's a lot of different things on there. There's a lot of different things. There's stuff that I didn't even see before in other stores. So definitely check it out. I want some of this hair to kind of go, you know, like how when we push our hair backwards, like, you know, and we kind of push the front bangs kind of like all the way back. I want it to have like that swooped out kind of look. So that's what I'm trying to do with the hair, is just kind of create like that movement. And then just kind of rubbing it out. Putting it in and kind of rubbing it out. That's kind of what I'm doing here. Putting it in and rubbing it out. Rubbing it out. Whenever I feel like I need more, or I see some kind of texture developing because of the way that the paint kind of applies itself. Sometimes you'll notice that you get certain streaks when you're doing, like when you're painting, you're gonna get streaks, right? As you're painting the brush, because obviously the brushes are all gonna be discombobulated after you use it a few times. So you're always gonna have a little bit of extra texture. Take advantage of that texture, you guys. When you see those streaks, add more depth into it. Make them darker. Especially when it comes to like making hair. Those natural streaks that happen from just painting your surfaces, that goes a long way to just helping you to create that look of hair. And just adding that texture in there. just gonna shadow that out. Wherever I know that I put these curls at. You guys have seen any of my art journals from the past. You know that I'm phenomenal with doing this hair that looks like it's coming and going out of anywhere and everywhere. It's kind of like a signature thing that I do. Obviously, with my chipboards, it was not going to be any exception. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. So if you're a professional or seasoned, you're going to know exactly where to put these shadows at. When you get these chipboards and when you add this paint, you're going to know exactly where to do it. If you're not so seasoned, not so much of a veteran, then definitely stay tuned, as I will continue to do things like this with the chipboards that I'm going to be designing. I'm going to be giving you guys ideas and ways that I envisioned their use, but obviously they're for you to, you know, play with however you want. I'm just creating the things that are based on, you know, obviously my style of crafting, my style of creating, and kind of like the things that I'm inspired to do with, you know, how they end up unfolding. So I like that a lot. Just adding the textures in there. You guys, I can do this all day, but I'm not gonna. I'll play with this more a little bit later as I'm off camera. I'm getting glitter all over myself. And I'm probably gonna adjust her skin tone just a little bit more. I'm looking for a brown so that I can kind of go in here. This brown. Just a little bit. Very lightly. Just trying to create some kind of barrier around her face. Okay. Yeah, just okay. A little dabble-do-ya, as they say. A little dabble-do-ya. And I'm just gonna, I'm putting my hand right, did you see that? I put my hand right into that glitter. Not you. Them. They're the ones hovering over me right now from the camera angle. They can see. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Hello, hello, Nelly. How are you? So we're gonna go ahead and just continue to add this little bit of texture in here. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of add this around the edges of the chipboard. Just to give her a little bit of depth again. These are not have to, you don't have to do stuff like this. But if you are OCD like me when it comes to certain details, then you're gonna do it. I can't help but stare at the details. They're always in my face. Okay, I'm gonna need a new baby wipe real quick because my hands are stiff, you guys. My hands are stiff from all this paint and glue. Where is my baby wipes? Well, my baby wipes, I got it, I got it, I got it. So yes, you guys, if you're watching this after this live has taken place and you are interested in the chipboards that I am using, remember I am going to be giving away a set of my chipboards once my store launches, which will be soon. And I will be picking out some people to give them away, to give them to from the engagement that I receive on the channel. So basically what that means is if I see you in the comments, if I see you in the lives, then I will be writing people's names down. When I go to do the launch, I will be doing the launch and I'll be doing a drawing right then and there. So you don't even know when it's going to happen. It's going to be all the same day during the same live stream. I'm going to be launching the store and doing the giveaway all in one shot. So just be aware of that. Yes, it's very true, Liz. Very, very true. Her store's always, she's always got something going on. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm super excited. I'm almost there. I'm almost ready, you guys. Almost. You automatically have some. You automatically have some, Sasso, okay? So I'm just gonna go around the edges and just kind of do this. You can also do this with distress ink or something else if you like, even some watered down acrylic paint. My hands is a little wet and not very clean, but definitely a little wet. The wipey didn't do much. You don't want to do it with your hands too wet. You want to make sure that they're somewhat dry. A little moisture is okay for the movement. So you don't want to create too much of that. So here I'm just going to create this shadowy area because of her arm. This is supposed to be part of her arm there. I'm not going to worry too much about the details with the rest of the arm, because then I'm going to get into the whole, you know, detailing it too much, over detailing it. And these chipboards are not supposed to be over detailed unless you want them to be over detailed. If you want to draw every little fingernail and every little thing, then that's, hey, I would love to see it. Definitely. But you can also use them just as they are, just as plain as they are. You can totally use them like that, and still be able to create something absolutely amazing and beautiful. All right, so I think this is about it, you guys. Honestly, I think this is about it. I love it.
She's naked.
She's naked. She's celestial, so
so she's naked.
She's dressed in energy. She doesn't need clothes. She's dressed in luminescence. She has a very sheer outfit on. Very sheer indeed. Thank you, guys. You know me, I'm gonna stay here doing this 3 hours after this live is over and done with. But I'm super excited about the way that it came out, you guys. Yes, definitely be on the lookout. I will be having more information about that soon. As soon as I am able to actually, you know, build a storefront with stuff that you guys can actually pick and buy. When I have enough of those things, and I'm getting there. I'll be launching that so in a couple weeks, more or less, hopefully by the end of April. No, hopefully sooner, but latest at the end of April. I'll be having that ready to go. And in the meantime, I'll be creating more, adding more designs, all different kinds of things, you guys. It's not just going to be people, but this is going to be the majority of what I'm going to be coming out with initially, because again, this is what, you know, my passion, what my passion is usually with like painting faces, you know, those kinds of things. And anything that can make my life easier when it comes to that, I'm all for it. And again, I'm going to be having them most likely in 2 sizes, a larger size for like larger projects, and then a smaller size for obviously to put like in albums, cards, journals, you know, smaller projects, smaller things. So yes, you guys, this is what it came out like. I'm going to most likely not share pictures of this today. I'm most likely going to be sharing pictures of this tomorrow or the day after I've gone ahead and added some triple thick all over the surface and made sure that everything is exactly how I want it. So I might do a little bit of tweaking here and there once I really get a good look at it. I got to step away from it first and see what's missing. But I do like it, and I definitely had a lot of fun with you guys here. I want to thank you all so much for being here with me today and sharing this amazing special moment with me. Again, I want to continue to ask you guys to keep my mother-in-law in your prayers. I will greatly appreciate it. Yes, we are here and we're living and we're doing what we got to do, but you know, we still have those things in the back of our minds. We're just trying to move forward and be on a positive note. And what better way to be positive than to be creative and sharing and you know, engaging with your friends here on YouTube. So I do really greatly appreciate it. And for all of those that have been doing that already, thank you so much. Once I hear some good news, I'll let you guys know. Either way, I'll keep you guys updated on any changes and how everything goes. So fingers crossed, praying hands up. I want to say thank you all so much. And I will catch you guys on the next time. Bye.